Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we will cover the IP addressing, IP classes, NetID and HostID, subnetwork calculations, and subnetting examples. At first, what is an IP address? An IP address is like a home address for a device. If you want to send a packet to our network devices, we will use the IP address to send that packet, and IP address show where a device is located. And this is an example of IP address that has located in IPv4 format that each octet must be between 0 and 255, not more and not less. And now the classes of IP address. The IP address has 5 classes, but I want to mention just the 3 class ABC because in normal devices and normal networks we will use just these 3 classes. Class A. The first octet of class A must be between 1 and 127. And this is the range of class A. And the default mask of class A is 255, just has the first octet and the rest 0. Example. This is an example of class A that as we see that the first octet is between 1 and 127, and this is 10. And now class B. The range of class B is between 128 up to 191, and the default mask of class B is 255.255 and the rest 0. And it has 16 ones in its structure. Example, this is an example of class B as we see that it is more than 127 and less than 191. This is the range of class B is between this. It starts from 128 and end on 191. And class C start from 192 and end on 223. And the default mask of class C is that has 3 octet 255 and dot 0. And it is one example for class C that starts from 192 and end on 223. This is an example. Now, what is a network ID and what is an host ID? Every IP address has 2 ports, one NetID and the other HostID. Now, what is a network ID? A network ID identifies the network. You have a network and you have some router, switch, or host on that network. And the collection of that device is called a network. Then the network ID identifies your network, and the host ID identifies the hosts or devices that locate into your network. For example, you have an IP address. This your IP address. This have 2 ports. One port for network and the other port for host. For example, this is your network ID. This up to 1. This is your network ID, and this 25 you recognize the host, and this is the network. Network ID is 192.168.1.0. This 0 can be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 up to you want, because you have 25 devices on your network, or you have 10 devices in your network. It depends to your network that how many devices have your network. You can assign according to your devices. And host ID is 25. This 25. This host ID, and the rest network ID. And another example, this up to here, this is the network ID and the rest host ID. and the network ID and host ID is different in each classes. In class B, just the first octet is network ID, and in class B, the two octets belongs to network ID. For example, you have this is in class B, you have just first octet and second octet is belongs to network ID, and the rest belongs to host ID. This is a class C. That up to the three octets belong to network ID and just one octet belong to host ID. And in class A, just the first octet belongs to network ID and the rest belongs to host ID. And network ID we can change. The network ID not changeable, but we can change the host ID. We can increase or decrease. Subnetting. How to find a subnet address? We use the subnet mask to determine the correct subnetwork for an IP. We have an IP and we have the subnet mask. According to that, we can find the subnetwork address. For example, now we have a question: what is the subnetwork address for this IP that has this subnetwork, the subnet mask? How we find this? Let's do it. In finding the subnetwork address, we must know two things. At first, we must be able to change the decimal notation of IP address to binary notation. If you need to know, write in the comments. I will create another video how to change the decimal notation to binary notation. We will convert both the IP address and subnet mask for binary notation. At the second level, you should know how to do an AND operation. AND is a logical operation, and this is the law that you can do the AND operation. For example, in AND operation, just when you have 1, if you have 1, just the result is 1. And otherwise the result is 0. 1 and 1 equal 1. But the others 1 and 0, 0, 0 and 1, 0, 0 and 0, 0. This is the law of AND operation. Now we have the IP address and subnet mask. Now we do the AND operation. 0 and 1, 0. As we told you that if you have two ANDs, the result is 1. And otherwise, the result is 0. 1 and 1, 1. 1 and 1, 1. And other like this. So for example, 0 and 1, 0. 0 and 1, 0. 1 and 1, 1. 0 and 1, 0. 0 and 1, 0. And you can do the rest like this. If you have 1, the result is 1. And in otherwise, the result is 0. And this is the result in binary notation. You can convert, if you can, to decimal notation. This is the subnetwork address that we did now. If you cannot convert from binary notation to decimal notation and vice versa from decimal notation to binary notation, please tell me. I will make a video how to change the decimal to binary and binary to decimal. Now, how subnetting question? How to find the subnet address? A company has this IP address, this network address. They need 6 subnets from according to this address. Design them. Let's design them. This is from class A, as we told you that the range of class A is from 1 to 127, and this is 124. This is a class A address, and the default mask of class A is, as we told you, 255, and the rest 0. So the original classical network address is this. This is our network. How many bits to borrow? Now we need 6 subnets. How many bits we need to borrow from host section to have these 6 subnets? This is the formula. The 2 power n must be equal or greater than the subnet that we need. We need 6 subnets. This must be greater than the subnet that we need. If we don't have the 2 power n that must be equal 6. So we assign a number that be greater than 6 because 6 is not from powers of 2. Now 2 to power 2 it be the result is 4, but we don't need 4. We need 6, but we assign 3. 2 power 3 equal to 8. That's enough. This is greater than the 6. So we must borrow 3 bytes. This is this 3. 3 bytes from the host portion. Now the second octet of most of class A is 224 because we add 3 ones. We borrow from here 3 1 and we added the 3 1 to the most of class A and it became 255.224. You must be able to change this from binary to decimal and the result is this. Now we added 3 bytes to the second octet of mask and it became 224 and we know this. And as you see, we add in every state 32 on our IP. The question was that add 6 subnets. Now this is the 6 subnet address that we added from this IP address. And as I told you that we have to add 32 in every state. Now the first subnet address is 125. We added 32 here. And 124 we added 32 to 32 that becomes 64. And like this we add in every state 32, 32, 32. And we found the 6 subnets here. Now like this video and you find that this video is useful for you, please subscribe and wait for more videos. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for watching. For more illuminating ideas, subscribe to InfoKhalid.